What is going on, everybody? How have you all been? So it's been a while since I've been on here, and just want to come back and say hello. And I just had a lot of family stuff going on. We had some deaths in the family, different things. So we just wanted to kind of start the new year off, even though it's not New Year's yet, but get this show back rolling again. This is Garage Pod. I talk about all kinds of stuff, from weight loss to trips to places to go see, anything and everything I'm going to talk about. So if you like, subscribe, smash the like button. Today's video is going to be about Disneyland and the Genie Plus system. And so I've taken all three of my kids on a separate trip, just me and them, to Disneyland before. I've took my daughter a couple years ago. I took my son a couple months ago. And then I took my youngest son actually just last week. It's during Christmas time, so it's a lot of fun. I feel like people are nicer in the park. It's amazing. But when we got there, Genie Plus had only been working, I think, for a week. So here's my thoughts as just a person. I've been going to Disneyland for, I think, 40 out of my 43 years on this earth. So I think I started going, my mom said the first time she took me, I think I was 2 or 3, and it was right after the Fantasyland remodel. We're gonna stop real quick. I kind of screwed this up. I believe I was 5 when I first went. So it was right after the Fantasyland renovation, 83-ish. So I'm 4 or 5, I don't know. I was born in 78, so you do the math. So that's the first time that I had been. I think my sister had gone before that, and when Fantasyland was closed. So I was, my sister and I were like a year and a half apart or something. So anywho, to get back down to it, my thoughts on Genie Plus as an everyday Disney person. I've been through it all. I've been when there's no passes, fast passes where you're running around everywhere getting tickets, to, then moving to the app. Then coming back from COVID with my son a couple months ago, where there was nothing, you just waited in line, to now Genie Plus. And I'm going to go through every land. So first of all, Genie Plus, $20 per person in your party. For me, it wasn't that big of a deal because it was just me and my son. It's $40 a day, okay? For me, not that big of a deal. For somebody else who's there on a budget, it might be a big deal. So you gotta keep in mind, this is gonna cost you $20 and potentially more, which I'll talk about. So here we go. You cannot sign up for Genie Plus until your ticket is scanned and you're in the park. So we were getting there right as the park opened, pretty much, maybe a few minutes late. Got it scanned. I went through really quick. It takes a few minutes to get signed up for Genie Plus. I would firmly suggest not hopping on the Disney Wi-Fi. The Disney Wi-Fi is terrible. But I have heard some people have really great experiences with it. Me, not so much. Anytime I've ever been there, try to use Disney Wi-Fi, garbage. You got to open up the app. If you have other people in your party, it's really good to have you. So my sister and her husband were with us. So I just linked all 4 of our tickets onto my app. It made it super easy. I paid one fee of $80. We all pick our stuff at the same time. Good to go. That makes the year. So that's a pro tip right there. Not really a pro, but pro tip. So basically, by the time we were walking under the tunnel into Disneyland, we were picking our first ride. We picked Space Mountain because we love Space Mountain, and we know that sometimes during the day, the wait gets a little lower, and if you go wait right now. So we picked Space Mountain for later. And we just bolted to Space Mountain and rode it. So we got to ride it then, and we got to ride it at like 10 o'clock or something. It's a lot like Fast Passes. It plans out your day. There's a downside to that. A lot of people don't like their day to be planned out. I'm one of them. However, I think with Genie Plus, you can pick and choose a little more. It just makes it easier because you can see it all on your phone. If you're, phone challenged or technology challenged, you might have a problem with it. I think you can pick it up right away though. I don't see a problem with the technology. But like I said, it is $20 per person. So for us, it was only $40. Hopped right on, got our first Fast Pass or Lightning Lane. Excuse me, they're called Lightning Lane tickets. There is a ride in Disneyland that you cannot purchase it for, and that is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and I'll talk about that later. I'm gonna go through every land, and I'm gonna tell you, is it worth it or is it not? So first one is Adventureland. 2 rides in Adventureland are Jungle Cruise, Indiana Jones. Jungle Cruise, there's no Lightning Lane pass. You're just gonna have to wait, bite the bullet. There's certain times throughout the day, and this is what I thought is really cool about the Genie system and the Genie Plus. You don't even have to have Genie Plus to find this out, I believe. It'll tell you the wait times that go throughout the day and what they naturally do. So if you're looking at like, oh, we'll be back around here by like 2 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock the wait time will only be like 30 minutes. It's predicting. For the most part, I found that those predictions were pretty spot on for the day. For the most part, I would say 8 out of 10 times they were right on. You know, we saw that Peter Pan was down to like 30 minutes. We went over there and it was 35 minutes. So for Peter Pan, that's pretty good. But anyways, going back to Adventureland. Jungle Cruise. No Lightning Lane. You just got to go wait for it. I'm going to stop right here for just a second. I forgot the Tiki Room, and actually it's one of my favorite rides in the whole world, or not ride, but attraction in the whole world. I just forgot about it. Sorry. Indiana Jones. It's just like a Fast Pass. So if you know what a Fast Pass is, when they had it in Indiana Jones, it's the same thing. You walk right up the walkway right there, you cut out all the outside waiting area, and you get on the ride. There's still a lot of wait inside. We all know that. If you don't know that, you're cutting probably at least, I would say if it's anything over 45, 50 minutes, you're probably cutting at least a half to 2/3 of the line. You're getting pretty far. So for Indiana Jones, worth it. Totally worth it. All right, let's move on to New Orleans Square. Let's move on to New Orleans Square. And also, by the way, Tarzan's Treehouse, when it does reopen, I believe there's going to be no Lightning Lane. So, and it's not worth it. You just walk up and walk down. Pirates of the Caribbean, New Orleans Square. No Lightning Lane pass. You just got to wait. But if you watch the Genie Plus thing, it'll tell you about the times that it should slow up. So that's something to watch. Haunted Mansion. When we were there, it's the Haunted Mansion overlay with Jack Skellington and A Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's really, really popular. Again, it was just like when the old Fast Passes. You kind of walk up, you walk over by all the tombstones and everything, and you walk right up to where the line first goes over the underhang, and you just basically got around the corner and you're right inside. So it's the same. It's worth it. Totally worth it. Okay, moving on to Critter Country. Critter Country, there's just 2 rides. There's Winnie the Pooh, which my sister hates. I don't know why. And then, which doesn't have a Lightning Lane. You just wait. That's a pretty, that line I don't think was ever longer than 15 minutes. And there's Splash Mountain. Now, we were there, it's December, it's cold. We rode it the 3rd day we were there, but we did not ride it the first day. The line in the spring and summertime, notoriously long. Okay, you can wait sometimes like an hour and 20 minutes. It gets pretty long. Anything with the weather's probably over 70 degrees, it would be worth it, because it's just like a Fast Pass. I mean, it's the same as a Fast Pass. So Splash Mountain, totally worth it. Wintertime right now, or even early spring or late fall, totally not worth it. Just wait. We did see several people when we were waiting for it, because it was like 20-minute wait. There's a good portion of the line that runs next to the other line where people were waiting, and when they got in there, they just hopped over and went through on the Lightning Lane side, and that was kind of irritating. But, you know, I'm not a Disney official. I'm not going to stop that. I'm not going to be a Karen. I'm not going to step in. It is what it is. Let's move over to Fantasyland. Fantasyland only has, I'm going to include Matterhorn in Fantasyland. Okay, so Fantasyland only has 2 Lightning Lane attractions. It's Small World and Matterhorn, if you include it in there. That's it. Everything else, all the castle rides, all the dark rides, Dumbo, Casey Jr., Story Canal Boats, Teacups, Alice, those are all, you just have to wait, bite the bullet. We actually didn't wait for It's a Small World. The line was only like 15 minutes at a certain part of the day, so we just went on it. I could see how it could totally be worth it. Again, it was just like a Fast Pass. Just like a Fast Pass. Matterhorn, totally worth it. You literally walk up right to where the Matterhorn goes in, and there's usually the big line to the left. Left. Anyways, big line to the left that goes all the way around the mountain. You literally go straight in. You go to the right. There's like 3 little loops. And both days we did the Lightning Lane for that one, we didn't even go through the loops. We just literally walked right on. They said, okay, go to this one. And we were literally in the line under the underhang. So way worth it. Matterhorn, totally worth it. Okay. All right, let's move on to, actually I want to go back to Frontierland. I apologize. We skipped Frontierland. So Frontierland, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Obviously it's a Lightning Lane. It was pretty much the same as a Fast Pass. You get to go just by everyone else. You get to go down the little windy path. There's a person standing there right when I think the first trash can is right under the overhang where the train carts go over, and then you got to wait like a little double looper right there or something, and you go right up the thing. So the turnstiles and up the stairs. So Big Thunder, way worth it. Totally worth it to get to have Genie Plus and Lightning Lane. Let's go over to Tomorrowland. So Tomorrowland, Autopia, Star Tours, Space Mountain, all have Lightning Lane. This is with Genie Plus. Space Mountain, totally worth it. Just like a fast pass, you walk up and around and you come in where the other people come in. Totally worth it. Star Tours, same as a fast pass. Totally worth it. Okay. The rockets, I don't know what they're called anymore. Rocket ships, not the rocket. No, not rocket rods. The rocket jets, whatever, the Astro Orbiter. They don't have one. That line is always long to me, and I'm glad none of my kids want to do it. But anyways, they don't have one. Submarines aren't open. I'm sure that they will do a Lightning Lane for that, and if it's the same as a fast pass, it'll totally be worth it too. But going back to Autopia, this is the only one where I found where a Lightning Lane kind of, for lack of a better term, it kind of irritated us. It really irritated us. So all the other ones, you get up there and you put your phone in the little thing, just like the old fast pass. It goes ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. You know how many tickets you have. For Autopia, you got to go up the path, you got to go over the bridge, and then at the end of the bridge, there's someone's there with the scan tool. Now, the problem with this is the up the path and over the bridge is not separated, so you are in line with everybody else. So if it's backed up, it's backed up. So the day we had a Lightning Lane, we literally waited 10 minutes just going up and over. That was 10 minutes. Then the guy went to scan our stuff and it was freezing. And he said, I'm sorry, this happens all the time with the handheld ones. So obviously their system is kind of messed up. I'm not faulting the guy, but it's totally a Disney thing. They need to fix this because he scanned 3 of ours, it froze. He tried to scan the 4th one. He said, oh, just go ahead. I wasn't thinking about the time. As far as that part, you literally just walk down the aisle and you come back and then it's a normal wait. You skip everything up above. So is it worth it? I would say 50-50. That's just my personal opinion. I would honestly wait to ride Autopia at the end of the night, and if there's a Lightning Lane available, use it at the end of the night. It was kind of a bungle to get on it. What we didn't know is when we got off, we couldn't pick we had Lightning Lanes left. I think we had one for Matterhorn and one for something else. So we couldn't pick one. We couldn't because he didn't ever scan the last one. So I had to go find a kiosk. They had to clear all of them. The lady apologized to me and she said, yes, it happens all the time. We're sorry. She fixed it. We moved on. Whatever. Okay, so Tomorrowland, everything's good except for Autopia is kind of, I don't know. Autopia is always a ride I go on like one time with my kid. You know, if I'm there with an adult, I really don't probably ever go on it unless my wife wants to go on it. So Toontown. Only 2 rides in Toontown right now. But Toontown has Roger Rabbit Cartoon Spin and the Gadget Coaster. Gadget Coaster does not have Lightning Lane. It's a normal ride. Here's the thing about Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit has a great queue. It really does. There's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff to look at, but it is long as all get out. And quite frankly, if it's hot at all, it just gets, you get tired in there. I fall asleep in there, standing up, walking. Lightning Lane, you literally walk in, you go to the left and go to the right, about maybe 20 feet, and you get on the ride. So is it worth it? Absolutely. For Roger Rabbit, absolutely. Get it out of the way. Now, of course, they've announced that they're going to put, Mickey's Runaway Railway Train in there, which if you haven't seen that, go YouTube it. It's an amazing ride. They're about to shut Toontown down for, I think, a year. I'm not sure, coming in March. So I'm sure that ride will have a Lightning Lane pass. So last land, Star Wars Land. There's only 2 rides right now in Star Wars Land. I've heard a rumor they're gonna have a 3rd ride, but you know what? We only have 2 rides. Millennium Falcon Ride, Smuggler's Run. If you're there for the first time and you want to experience everything of Star Wars, I say wait in the queue. Like if you're at Disneyland, if you're at the resort for a couple days and you have 2 or 3 days in Disneyland, I say wait in the queue because there's a lot of cool stuff to look at. If you just want to experience the ride, use the Lightning Lane Pass because you skip so much, okay? And you could literally skip an hour of waiting. We were lucky. I think when we were there, the longest wait time there was 80 minutes. I've already been through the queue, so we chose the Lightning Lane. Rise of the Resistance. There is no Lightning Lane pass. There is an option. You can buy a single Lightning Lane pass, and it depends on how busy it is for the day. And I think they said it goes anywhere from, I have no idea, it was like $10 or $12 up to like $20 or something. I'm gonna tell you right now, I checked all 3 days we were there at different times. I never saw it go lower than 18 bucks. It was $18 the entire time we were there. I really wasn't interested in paying that much. Like it would have been, it's like another $80 or whatever it is for us all to ride that ride that we already in the park to see anyway. So what we did was this. We had kind of been watching, my sister had been watching on the app, the wait times for Star Wars, Rise of the Resistance. And she had noticed after about 12 or 1, it just dips. It goes from like 2 hours to like an hour and 20 minutes. Sometimes even down to 60 minutes. Sometimes it was down to like 50 minutes. So we just said, hey, we're gonna wait until 1-ish and go wait. Because I think we had lunch at like 3 o'clock or something. It blew by you. So we did it. It said 80 minutes. We were walking on the ride. We set a timer. We were walking on the ride at 50 minutes. The time for Rise of Resistance is way off always. We didn't spend the money. If you like, again, if money's no problem, by all means spend it, because the Lightning Lane pass for that does cut off a lot of stuff. Again, if you're a Star Wars geek like me and you want to see the queue, there's some really cool stuff to see in a queue. But half of it really is just meandering through rock tunnels and stuff. So for that land, like I just can't see myself paying the money to go on it extra. I would rather just wait. If it hits 80 minutes or below, go jump in line and wait, because it's not 80 minutes. My thoughts on Genie Plus, as a person who goes to Disneyland, like once a year, I think it's great. It's kind of a medium between old school and crazy fast pass days where you're running across the park or loading them all up on your phone. It's kind of an in-between. So what I mean by that is it's pushing people around the park to places that don't have a lot of wait. So like, if the wait is 2 hours at Star Wars and 80 minutes for the other rides, the Millennium Falcon ride, Smuggler's Run, it'll probably push you over towards Tomorrowland or something, or something else, right? Speaking of that, I forgot one ride. I forgot Buzz Lightyear. The Lightning Lane pass for that is totally worth it. It's just like a fast pass. You literally walk in and you go right where they used to separate you. So you see Buzz for a second. Actually, I don't even know if... Yeah, you see Buzz for a second and then you go in. So totally worth it. Now, I know I also forgot a couple other things. I forgot the train, any shows, fireworks, canoes, Mark Twain, the Columbia, any of those things, they don't have Lightning Lane, so I didn't include them. It's kind of like when I forgot about the Tiki Room earlier. They just don't have Lightning Lane, so anything that I left off doesn't have a Lightning Lane. Is Genie Plus worth it? If you could totally afford it, it's worth it. Like I said, it's. We only really waited in a couple lines. We waited in Haunted Mansion because we wanted to ride it again because it had the overlay. And at that time, I think it said 50 minutes. We only waited like 30, 35 minutes. We waited one time in Indiana Jones. I think it had just started up after breaking down. We were literally on the ride in 10 minutes. That never happens. Never happens. So I don't even count that one. We waited in line for Rise of the Resistance, Star Wars. And again, it said 80, we waited exactly 50 minutes getting on the ride. And we waited in Space Mountain once at the end of the night. We got on it and it said a half an hour, and I think we had an hour left in the park, so our goal was to ride that and maybe ride, we rode the Matterhorn. I think we rode the Matterhorn twice. No, we rode Star Tours, got on Buzz Lightyear and rode the Matterhorn twice, all in an hour. It's kind of helps you plan your day, but it's not like fast pass days where you're just smashing around the park like crazy. I kind of used to hate that. So my thoughts on it, in Disneyland Park, I kind of like it. I do. I just didn't like the Autopia one, really. I certainly think there are rides that you can skip till later and get a Lightning Lane later. So if ride's not as like a huge capacity ride, like It's a Small World. It's a Small World, huge capacity ride. Wait till later to get your light. Wait till the end of the night. Chances are throughout the day, it might be a 15-minute, 20-minute wait and you can just go ride it. Another thing we found out, right now I think they're only doing 1 or 2 parades. I think they have one parade that comes out, finishes in the town square, and the other parade goes out and finishes in... If you get stuck on one of the sides, get on Genie Plus and check everything. Because what we found was the ride times dropped so much when there was a parade going on. That's normal, but I mean at this time right now, I don't know if they're back at full capacity. It just seemed like it was such a bigger drop than before. So that's one thing to check. If there's a parade going on and you get stuck on one side of the park or the other, you know, check Genie Plus. So final thoughts. I like I said, I like it. I think it's a mix between old and new. Bring an extra battery for your phone. Charge that bad boy up. Have one person in charge of all your tickets in your group. You can split them. You can select different people and go, like 2 people go to Indiana Jones. But there's a caveat with all this. Old school Fast Pass days. You can get a Fast Pass to Space Mountain, and when it comes up again, you can get another Fast Pass for Space Mountain. Genie Plus Lightning Lanes, you can only use them one time per ride per day. Again, I think this was put in place to spread people around the park. Like, we have to wait in Space Mountain, so let's use one over there, okay? And then Disney, the app is supposed to make suggestions to pull people in different places of the park. So is Disney messing with your mind? Maybe a little bit, but I really don't care. I mean, we still made crazy decisions. We still crisscrossed the park a couple times. We had a lot of fun. So I would say, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. The only reason I'm knocking it is I kind of wish like you could give up one to get another. Like man, if I want to ride Space Mountain again, I could give up my my Roger Rabbit one. Or if I want to ride Thunder Mountain, I could give up my Buzz Lightyear or something. I don't know. I just wish that'd be really cool. And then the Autopia one just really bugs me. Anytime they bust out a hand scanner, it's going to be horrible. Everybody, I mean, there was like 30, 40 people in line at this kiosk trying to get it fixed. So I'm going to do a second video on California Adventure, so be on the lookout for it. And I'll also do a little video on online ordering and our experience. We had a major problem with it, and it's something that happens to a lot of people. So thanks for coming back. You know, if you were watched before, if you're new, smash the like button, subscribe, have some fun. I do this just for fun. I teach kids, and I just show them, hey, it's easy to start a YouTube channel, and we do a lot of multimedia stuff in class. So other than that, peace out, Garage Pod. Take care.